So I think you can see this website. കാണുന്നുണ്ടോ? Can you?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Yes.
let us begin our discussion. So I told you that statistics deals with uh, data collection, data analysis, presentation of data, uh, analysis, making reports, and then interpreting the data. So that is the real use of statistics. You know, this is the Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation. This is the Ministry of Government of India. So this ministry is fully based on the statistical reports. Okay, so the statistics students are supposed to act as officials in this type of ministry departments. So what they are doing, they are doing collecting the data, they are presenting the data. You can see in this website the data presentation. You can see the presentation now. Okay, so this is these informations are prepared for various government departments. So that duty is actually done by statisticians. The students completed BSc degree and MSc statistics degree. They are getting the jobs at central government and they are doing this type of activities. So this is one of the major application or major application area of statistics. And you also know Department of Economics and Statistics. What is that? Department of Economics and Statistics. This is Kerala government department. So they are collecting the data concerned the Kerala state. Okay, so this is the website of this Department of Economics and Statistics, and they are providing several reports. Okay, in all these reports you can see several statistical diagrams. I will show that. Several statistical diagrams. Okay, let it open. Before that, by that time we will discuss the basics of concept of statistics. So I told you the statistics deals with collection, presentation, and analysis and reasonable interpretation of data. So let us look at the taxonomy of statistics. What is the taxonomy of statistics? So this is actually you know, there are several methods in statistics. One is descriptive methods, that contains frequency, histogram, tables, percentage, etc. And another part is inferential statistics. In that inferential statistics, we will consider a little bit higher standard of statistics. So that is inferential statistics. Okay, so that will be discussed in the third and fourth semester of statistics course. Okay, anyway, the first inference is descriptive methods and second is inferential methods. So all these departments require this type of reports. Okay, so and you know, in WHO, World Health Organization, you can see the reports of the reports based on statistical analysis. It's also very important. Okay, so I will show you that. Yeah, in Reserve Bank of India, there is a strong requirement of statisticians, that is for conducting this type of analysis. So these are some analytical parts of reports in Reserve Bank of India. Reserve Bank of India. Okay, so these are some diagrams, some line bar diagrams, etc. So you can see, what is this? This is World Health Organization website. You can see due to this coronavirus, this is COVID pandemic situation, they have collected data, worldwide data, and they have prepared reports like this. So these are all statistics. Okay. So in this way, every branch of science and social science and humanities, etc., require statistics, statistical tools. Okay. So that means there is a strong requirement of statistics in diverse fields. Okay, so you are supposed to entering into the what is that, knowledge of ocean containing statistics. So as I mentioned, statistics describe descriptive and inferential statistics. For the descriptive statistics, you can find out the center value. Center value means some mean, median, mode, some variability, some shape properties, etc., that you will study. And for in the discrete statistics, you can prepare frequency, percentage, proportion, etc. Okay, as we seen in the Reserve Bank reports. Okay, yeah, this one, some tables, some graphs, some this type of bar diagrams, etc. Okay, so that type of analysis is usually called a descriptive analysis, descriptive statistics. So you will study in detail. I think you might have studied a little bit in your degree plus 2 classes. Okay, and we also we will also review some definitions. So some the type of variables. We shall collect the variable like gender, male, female. We will denote some 0 for female and 1 for male. And so we will use some ordinal variables. For example, age below 15 years of old, denote it as 1. Age in between 15 and 25, we will denote as 2, and etc. So that type of variables are called ordinal. And we will use some interval variables. For example, interval variables like temperature, height, weight, etc. So that are the variables we are usually using in statistics. So that are usually called nominal, ordinal, and interval variables. Okay. So we will study some distributions concepts, and you might have studied this type of frequency distribution in your degree plus 2 classes. Age frequency. This is an example. So I think you might have studied. But just reviewing that, these are the basics, fundamentals of our statistics. Okay. Then cumulative frequency data, I think you might have studied cumulative frequency, this type of diagrams, just accumulating. Here we have frequency 5, 3, 7, 5, 4, etc. We are accumulating 5 plus 3, 8, 5 plus 3 plus 7, 15, 5 plus 3 plus 7 plus 5, 20, etc. So that type of diagrams we might have studied. Then the next step is, so first step is data collection, then second step is data analysis, then data presentation. So how can we present the data? We can use the graphs like this. This is a typical presentation. I think this is a typical presentation of data. In the Reserve Bank of India report, this is done. Okay. So this is the World Health Organization presentation, data presentation. Okay. So similarly, you can see this is a report of annual report of Agricultural Department. So this is a data presentation. So these are all data presentation methods. So the step is third step is data presentation using bar diagram, histogram, etc. Okay, this is a pie diagram. You know what is the use of pie diagram? You can see the degree of what is that percentage in a single diagram. Okay, so this is pie diagram, and this is histogram, another histogram. So these are all data presentation methods. This is another data presentation method. You will study in detail in the coming classes. Anyway, I think you might have studied in +2 classes. You can review that. If you have the +2 science mathematics book in with you, you can review that. Okay. Then numerical presentation, you can take a problem and count like this. So another concept is measures of central values. You know, the central value is very important because I will show you an example. When we look at this figure, you can see that the central value is a big white dot, and with the central value, the members of this galaxy stay around that central value. So this central value refers to the mean or median or mode. This is the idea of central value. From this figure, this is the idea of central value, and this is another central value, median. Okay, middlemost. You can order this data according to its magnitude, and you can select the central middlemost value. That is a median concept. I think you might have studied. And another. So in different situations, we are using different type of central values. Okay, so that is fundamental to the statistics students. So I think these are mean, median, mode examples. I will share with you these slides, no problem. Then another concept is variability measurement. What is a variation? So in the same figure you can see the data is deviated from the central value. Okay, data is much deviated from the central value. In this figure you can see the data is deviated from the central value. So how far it is deviated, that is that we have to measure. That in order to measure the degree of deviation, we use the variability measures. The commonly used variability measures are range, then variance, standard deviation, etc. So using this central value and measure of deviation, you can interpret the first information about the data. So in most of the majority of the reports, in government reports and Reserve Bank reports and research, social science research, etc. In most of the part you can see the measure of central values and measure of deviations. They are using the measure of central value and measure of deviation. Okay, and higher standard statistics are using in most probably in research activities. So that will be discussed in the 6th to 5th semester, etc. Okay, so I think this is sufficient for you as a beginner in statistics, and I will share this slide with you. You can read and you can prepare for an evaluation. The evaluation will be tomorrow. The evaluation will be based on the basic knowledge you acquired in your +2 classes. Okay, so you may read the books of statistics and mathematics of +2 classes, and you can expect some questions from this type of from the discussion, based on this discussion. So you may study Okay, 1 minute. So now I would like to show these reports, and after that I will conclude my discussion, and Ashley Miss will guide you regarding the syllabus, course, the outcomes, expectations, etc. Okay, so let us wait 1 minute more. I am interested. I would like to show these reports as a proof for the statistical data analysis. Okay, this is a government report. So you can see several subheadings, several tables. Several tables are there. Yeah, all these are tables. Okay, this one is one example. I will show another example, price bulletin. It is so this type of report preparation, that is a duty of government employees who are employed at Department of Economics and Statistics or Ministry of Statistics Planning and Program Implementation, NSSO, CSO, and Reserve Bank, and the government departments, agriculture departments, etc. So to get job at these departments, we should have BSc degree statistics or MSc degree statistics. So yeah, you can see several beautiful, interesting reports. These are all done by statisticians. Okay, so this is one of the duty of a statistician. And apart from these government jobs, you can see several research opportunities are available. Several teaching posts are available. So being a statistics students, you all are supposed to focus different areas and try from the beginning itself. So that's why I am showing all these reports. Okay, with your hands, we, you have to prepare this type of reports while you getting a job, okay, government job. And moreover, there are several other private jobs, for example data science and statistical companies. You will get job as a statistician, etc. Okay, anyway, I would like to stop now, and now I move on to next session. So that will be handled by Ashley Miss. Over to you, Miss.
Thank you, Professor. Professor, mute ചെയ്യാവോ? So, Professor എനിക്കൊരു സെഷൻ എടുത്തു ബേസിക് സ്റ്റാറ്റിസ്റ്റിക്സ് എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞിട്ട്. സോ നമ്മൾ ഇനി ഡിസ്കസ് ചെയ്യാൻ പോകുന്നത് വാട്ട് ആർ ദ സിലബസ് എങ്ങനെയായിരിക്കും ആൻഡ് വാട്ട് ആർ ഇറ്റ് ഔട്ട്കംസ് എന്നൊക്കെ ഉള്ളതാണ്. സോ ഐ വിൽ ബി ഷെയറിംഗ് ദ സ്ക്രീൻ വിത്ത് യു ഓൾ. Okay, can you see this? Fine. So I hope the slide is visible. Okay. So in this session, we will be discussing the syllabus of BSc Statistics. So this is our syllabus for the BSc Statistics, and it was implemented in 2020. So it was updated in 2020. So this will be the syllabus that you all might be coming to do. This program is what you are going to do. So if you complete the BSc Statistics from St. Thomas College, we are expecting some qualities from you, and some of which are given as a program outcome. That is, if you complete this BSc Statistics, that is, when you are a graduate in BSc Statistics from St. Thomas College, we expect you to have these outcomes in you. And some of which are the critical thinking, effective communication, effective citizenship, environment and sustainability, ethical living, social interaction, problem solving, and analytical skills. So as a part of learning this course, you will obviously have some of these qualities as a freebie, but some you have to acquire as a part of learning this course from this college. So some anyway you will get it, because while you come to learn a math paper or a science paper, you will of course have a critical thinking approach. The next is the effective communication. Effective communication, nobody can inject you that, but you all have to learn to communicate, and that is why only in that way we can increase our communication skills. So at the end of this program, the BSc Statistics, we expect you to have these 7 qualities or these 7 outcomes from you. Not just we, the society itself expects you to have all these qualities. So as a part of this BSc Statistics program, anyway, at least you're expected to have effective communication, effective citizenship, ethical living, and problem solving and analytical skills. So these are the papers that you will be learning in BSc Statistics as a part of this undergraduate course. So here we have given the semesters in the first column, and the paper codes are available, paper titles are there. So this table shows, I'll share this PDF with you all. So in this table, we can see how many hours are there per week for you in each paper. This is the 4 papers that are given here, and what is the duration of the exam. So in majority of the cases, the duration of exam is either 2.5 hours or 2 hours. And the first semester, you'll be learning as a part of statistics, you'll be learning official statistics and probability. In second semester, you're having bivariate random variables and probability distribution. Third semester, you'll be dealing with statistical estimation, and in fourth, testing of hypothesis, and so on. So these are the titles of these papers that you will be learning in these 3 years at St. Thomas. So as a part of only the statistics, there are other papers too. There will be language paper, there will be English, and your second language which you have chosen. It might be either English, it might be either Malayalam, Hindi or Sanskrit. As whatever you have chosen, accordingly you will be learning that language. So the mandatory languages is, English is a mandatory language. Everybody has to learn that. The next one is you will be having a computer science course, and that is as a complementary, and again you will be having this mathematics paper. So all of you have to learn these 3 papers as taught. Okay. So I have already told you are expected to have some outcomes as a part of like this course. If you learn this course, you are expected to have some qualities, and that is described here, the program specific outcomes. So as a part of this statistics course, you are expected to have these 4 program specific outcomes when you learn these programs. So at the end of learning the statistics, BSc Statistics, you are expected to demonstrate the ability in collection, presentation, analysis, and interpretation of data. That means one of the like job opportunities you have after completing the statistics is a statistical investigator, or the other one is you have an opportunity to do the data analysis or data science area. So in all those areas, you have to deal with data, and you have to be able to present this data, analyze this data, and the important of all, you have to interpret that data. So at the end of this course, the BSc Statistics, you will be required to deal with data. So that is the first PSS. So that is the first outcome you are expected to have. So the next one is you have to understand and solve problems in probability, statistical distribution, and correlation and regression. So some of you might be familiar with this probability and some statistical distribution, and some will be also familiar with correlation. But we will go in depth to these areas as a part of this BSc Statistics program. And the third outcome is understand and apply the theories of classical inference involving estimation parameters and testing of hypotheses. So in the first 2 semesters, we will be dealing with the raw data, the collection, presentation, analysis, etc. And we will also be dealing with the probability, statistical distributions, and all. But when it comes to the third, fourth, fifth, and sixth semesters, we will be dealing with much more of the theories of statistics, such as inference theory, the estimation, the testing, etc. that we will discuss later. And the PSO4 is an application of all those you have learned, all those things that you have learned in these first 4 semesters. That will be application papers. So we have to understand and apply those techniques that we have learned before in these experiments, that is the design experiments, statistical quality control, time series, and population studies. So this is the fifth semester syllabus. That is the syllabus for the fifth semester statistics program, and that is the course is official statistics and probability. So at the end of this semester, when you are to attempt the exam, you are required to have some qualities. Just as the program, when you complete the program, you are required to have these qualities. We have already said. So similar to that, we have some others too. So this is the syllabus. So the syllabus will be discussed in detail in our next class, when we officially come for a class. So this is how it is. In the module 1, we will be discussing about the official statistics. That is, officially, in what all areas do we have statistics. So it will be almost like the statistical organizations in India, and such as NSSO, CSO, and all these areas are where we have some job opportunities. So we'll be discussing all that in this module, or in this first module. Then we move on to the measures of central tendency. So the measures of central tendency is more like you have all learned all those areas in your schooling itself. So measures of central tendency will be discussed in detail here, and also measures of deviation. Coming to module 2, so it will be like fitting of a line, parabola, all those also I think many of you might be familiar with. And then module 3 is probability, and module 4 is random variables and some of that kind. So when you see this official statistics paper, this is a much relaxed paper, because many of you might be familiar with all these details. That is, measures of central tendency, measures of dispersion, again probability, random variable, etc. So all these are it's just like remembering what you have learned in your schooling. It's not something it's just brushing up your knowledge, and we won't be going too deep into it. And this won't be such a tough paper also. So the first area, that is the official statistics, we'll be learning about the institutions or statistical organizations in India. Okay, so at the end of each paper, you will be you are expected to have these qualities or these outcomes. That is, you are supposed to be able to recognize important statistical organizations in India, and also you must be able to you must be able to understand the measures of central tendency. Also, you must be able to distinguish between the correlation and regression, and how to apply the principles of least squares, understand the concept of random experiment and definitions of probability, understand and apply those theorems that are related to probabilities, and explain the discrete and continuous random variables. So this is how the fifth semester BSc Statistics course will be. And some of the references for this paper is V.K. Roharji, An Introduction to Probability Theory in Mathematical Statistics, and the other one is Fundamentals of Mathematical Statistics by S.V. Gupta and V.K. Kapoor. So I think this V.K. Roharji, the Introduction to Probability Theory and Mathematical Statistics, is much more tougher to deal with when you come to UG course. But I think Fundamentals of Mathematical Statistics by S.V. Gupta and V.K. Kapoor might be a little more easy and little more understandable. So this is the preference test. That is, this is what we prefer as a reference test for this course. So if you have this textbook, this will be really effective. Like in all these semesters, you will have some chapters from this book. Okay. So you can note the fundamentals of mathematical statistics. So coming to the second semester, that is second semester comes in this first year as the second, the even sem of the second, even sem of this first year. So we will be having the paper bivariate random variable and probability distribution. in this paper, you will be learning something new. Okay, so you will be learning something new, but in the first semester, we just have to refresh your knowledge. But when it comes to the second semester, you have to learn all these, majority of the portions in this semester. So I won't be discussing this in detail. So this shall be discussed later. So I can just show you how the syllabus is in total. So this is a third semester where you have the statistical estimation. And semester 4, you will be having testing of hypotheses. So in these 4 semesters, you all just have just one paper each based on the main DSE statistics. But when it comes to the 5th and 6th semester, there will be all those papers that is only based on the statistics. So you won't be having any language classes, you won't be having any complementary classes, only you will be having the statistics papers. So when it comes to 5th semester, we have variety of statistics papers. The first one is mathematical methods in statistics, then sampling surveys, linear regression analysis, statistical computing, which is a practical paper, and in 6th semester you have time series and index numbers, design of experiments, population studies, actuarial science and vital statistics, operation research and SQC, statistical quality control. So all those papers that you are going to learn in 5th and 6th semester will be core papers or the elective papers. So these papers are somewhat like an application papers. So we'll be learning that in 5th and 6th semester. And in these first 4 semesters, you will be just having one main paper, and that will either be a shared paper. The teachers, there might be 2 teachers. So I think in the first semester, myself and Rani ma'am will be taking you the first semester course. So we will be the teachers. So the syllabus for the first semester shall be shared to you in your group.
ഈ ലിങ്കിലാണ് വരിക. ഈ ലിങ്കിൽ തന്നെയാണ് വരിക. So this is all about statistics and BSc statistics course. So I have just gone in detail about the BSc statistics, the first semester course. Others we shall discuss as time comes. So next we will have an introduction about the computer science paper that you are going to learn as a complementary or subsidiary paper. So it's just 10:55 and all of you can take a little break and all of you just come back by 11 o'clock. We will have in the same link itself. You can just leave and come back to the same link at 11 o'clock or 11:05, latest by the 11:05. So then we'll be having discussion on the computer science piece. You may not leave